ways through the pattern, and I just wanted to show you what this scarf will look like. I was watching one of my favorite shows, which is what better thing to do, right, than knit and watch your favorite show. But the pattern produces this wonderful mesh lace diagonal, and once we block it, it's really going to open up. What's nice about using the Malintosh Pashmina is that it's just so soft and flexible. So it's a great yarn, particularly if you're a beginner, because it's very forgiving and it's going to block really nicely. So let's go ahead and get started with just kind of walking through this stitch pattern so that you can see. What's really wonderful is it's literally just a series of knit one, yarn over, knit two together. And that series shifts with each right side row, and that's what produces this diagonal pattern. So for the first row, row one, we're going to knit three. Our next stitch is going to be a yarn over, so we're just going to loop the yarn right over that needle, and then we're going to knit two together. Now, if you're a new knitter, sometimes the temptation is to drop this finger, hold these, and knit two together, but it's really important that you don't do that because this is your tension finger. So in order to maintain your gauge throughout the pattern, you want to maintain even tension, and the key to that is this finger and your tension with your pinky. So what you can do is just use the second middle finger here, hold it down, grab the yarn by the fronts. Now if you notice that it's tight, I'm a tight knitter so I can really relate to this. What you can do is just loosen these by pulling in the front first and then going in, and you're knitting two together. We'll do that again. So once you do the knit three, knit yarn over, knit two together, then you're in the 3-stitch repeat. So it's knit one, yarn over, knit two together until your last 3 stitches on this row. So you'll knit one, you'll yarn over, and then again, take it through the fronts, and then just knit two together. And you see how that finger just kind of helps you hold those stitches in place for the knit two together. Now, this is a great project to bring to your knitting group meetings simply because it's easy. It's literally knit one, yarn over, knit two together, and a variation of that repeat. You will know, though, if you are on and off pattern by where your knit ones fall. The knit one is always within the yarn over from the previous row. So your knit one should fall right in this line here. And if it doesn't, you're off pattern, so go back. And usually, and I speak from having knit this for the last couple days, usually that's because you forgot a yarn over. But, you know, it could be a number of reasons. So you just have to go back and really understand the anatomy of the pattern and the stitches as well. So you'll just kind of repeat and go back. You're on the knit one. There's your series of yarn overs. Now you're going to yarn over here, and that's producing this diagonal pattern. And then you'll knit two together. And if you notice in the pattern, your knit two together really is the diagonal striped rows. So it's quite nice. Knit two together. And again, be careful of dropping your tension. And you know, even me, who I've been knitting for quite some time, but you know, even me, when I get lazy and I start going fast, I'll notice, oh darn it, I'm using that finger and I'm losing my tension. So you know, just kind of keep that in mind and practice it, and practice using this finger instead. And then, you know, once you get the hang of it, it goes rather fast. So knit one, yarn over, knit two together. Knit one, yarn over, knit two together. So on the other rows, what you'll be doing is, as I mentioned, a combination. It really just depends on which row that you're working. On row 3, you go right into the pattern. So it's just knit 1 yarn over, knit 2 together, and then you start repeating the 3-stitch repeat. And then on row 5, you'll knit 2 stitches prior to working that 3-stitch repeat. So, you know, it's very easy, and once you get the hang of it and you knit your first, you know, 12 pattern repeats, or even your first 6, you'll get the hang of it, and you won't even need to look at the chart. But if you do, that's okay too. So now I'm at the end of the row, and on row 1, you knit 3. 2, 3. Great. And again, you know, it's nice to, you know, every now and again just check to make sure you didn't get off anywhere. It looks like we're doing okay. So go ahead and continue knitting, and our next demonstration will be binding off in pattern. So happy knitting.